So they are defenseless. They don't have sharp claws or fangs to protect themselves. They can't even run very fast. They are little, old, helpless animals. If a little old sheep stands up and sings, "Safe am I," is that sheep safe? Yes. Smart sheep? No. Stupid? Uh, that little sheep is safe because he has a wonderful shepherd. How shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Dr. Dwight L. Moody illustrated it somewhat like this. Suppose I go into the finest jewelry store in the land, and they bring out the loveliest diamond, and the owner says, "It's yours." And I say, "You don't mean that. You are giving me this valuable diamond?" He says, "Yes, I'm giving it to you." If he gave it to me, do you think I would hesitate to ask him for a piece of brown wrapping paper to wrap it wrap it up and take it home with me? My friend, since God gave his son to die for you, don't you know that he is going to give you everything that is necessary in this life and in the life to come? So that concludes that section. Now we're moving on to section verses 33 and through 35. Verse 33. Who shall lay another thing to the charge of God's elect? If it is God that justifieth, who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who is also making intercession for us. God's elect are justified sinners. God has placed his throne behind them. Who is going to condemn them? Nobody can condemn them. Why? It is Christ that died, yea, rather, that is risen again. Christ has removed all condemnation, and the believer is secure because of the fourfold work of Christ. Number one, he died for us, he was delivered for our offenses. Number two, Christ was raised from the dead, raised for our justification. Number three, he is on the right hand of God. He is up there right now, my friends. He is the living Christ. Do you need him? Why don't you appeal to him? Number four, he makes intercession for us. Did you pray for yourself this morning? You should have, but if you missed praying, he did. He did. He prayed for you. How wonderful this fourfold work of Christ is. The reason that nobody can lay anything to the charge of God's elect. Verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of God, of Christ? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or pearls, or sword? He mentions everything imaginable here. Is it possible that tribulation or trouble can separate us? See, tribulation is a little trouble. It's really pressure. We think of the great tribulation uh, as this horrible time, but to God, it's just a little time of peer pressure. Uh, no, my friend, because He won't let it. Distress or anguish. Oh, you may think God has let you down, but He hasn't. Persecution, and this means legal persecution. It means there are those who will carry on a campaign against you. Persecution, as I learned whenever I was teaching this out of Matthew in the nursing home, that it means they track you down, they pursue you, and are relentless. They never stop. But that will not separate you from the love of Christ, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword. By the way, this is a brief biography of Paul's life. He knows some experience that these will not separate you